Pisces, I'm MJ. Happy to be here with you guys. We're going to do a reading for January 2024. I publish these on the Patreon page, so patrons get ad-free first access to the large majority of videos, and usually an opportunity to catch us live. I'll put the link on the Patreon page as I'm going live, so sometimes the patrons get to catch us in the live readings. I also just do intuitive, like, philosophical sharings, lots of it obviously based on my own experience in reading. Okay, so you can obviously find out more on the website altalove.com. There's merchandise which you can buy to support the brand and me. So divine guidance and loving clarity, divine guidance and loving clarity for the All to Love collective. Welcome to All to Love TV, Pisces. This is for January 2024. Divine guidance and loving clarity for anyone who resonates with Pisces. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Yeah, you're moving to calmer waters and also accumulating more power, Pisces. I do get a sense with the Magician here of you maybe stepping into a role where you're being seen, like a teacher role, like teaching people magic or something. Or just teaching, being a professor, a lecturer, a teacher. I think you've probably worked hard for that too. And it could be connected to your intuition or just some of your, like, I want to say metaphysical abilities. You might have come from... There might have been a bit of lack of clarity around some financial situation, like turbulent waters, and then not being able to get clear about the direction moving forward, because the first card here is the Six of Swords. So there's definitely a sense of like you're moving forward, moving to calmer waters, getting to the other side of something. And you're really having to listen to that intuition with regards to staying and remaining in your power. There's a Queen of Swords here in the reverse. The energies are here to, like, possibly keep the distance. Like, this person is in the reverse, so they're probably not able to offer you, you know, the highest guidance for the situation. They might have invested interest. You're just having to manage, I think, your budget and your money right now. Straight up, there's a sense of, like, you might be toying around with the idea of going to, like, a bank or an institution where you can take out a loan to increase your finances so that you have money to put into something. There is some sort of divine reordering. There's a lot of major arcana here, and there's sort of theme of movement into a greater sense of justice and balance, and you and your knowing, your autonomy, your magic side. But then out, you know, just on the side of that, which is a significant and powerful shift, there's then this other sideline of, like, toying around with this idea of, I would say this is a difficult thing for you, though, like the idea of getting a mortgage or taking out a loan. Maybe you've never done that before. Because there's definitely a movement over here that could feel risky to you. I want to say it might feel risky. It might feel like out of your comfort zone. But there's going to some sort of external, institutional, higher body power, you know, bank, business, whatever. and increasing. Like, I've got this, if you give me this, I'll be able to do this, right? Which is usually how loans work. You kind of have to show the bank that you can, one, pay it back usually, and two, that you're what you're gonna do with that money, you know. So, and I mean that it would be that, like, it will come through, right? Yeah, so now there's this theme. This is the Six of Sword energy repeating itself, but there's definitely, and it could be connected to Queen of Swords reverse. So that's an air sign. Do what you like with the genders, really. Air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in the reverse. This is part of what you're being asked or called to move beyond. Could be like a false matriarch energy, just someone in your midst who maybe has the best of intention, wants to give you good advice, but it's just not. It's like old stuff that makes you feel drained. You know, it's like people you hang out with and suddenly you're like exhausted, and it's just the vibration, right? You might say things that sound inspirational, but you're like, oh my God, I am not resonating. So you're wanting to move beyond it. Own your power. Trust your intuition. Be bold. Pitch people. Go to different institutions. Ask for money. It's like doing things maybe you're not used to, but you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I have a right. I have power. I have tools. I can build stuff, create stuff. Why not ask for that help, right? And I think this is all probably off the back of a pretty major meltdown, I want to say, or something that did maybe come crashing down, that did fall apart, or something that you're resisting letting go of that's falling apart. Maybe a relationship. So Muladhara is something to do with our sacral, and it's our root. Which then gives me actually Queen of Swords could be a distorted mother energy, a way that connects us to being a woman, but we can't speak our mind, for example, or women are supposed to stay quiet, and you're like, no, I'm allowed to speak up, I'm allowed to trust myself, I'm allowed to trust my intuition, I'm allowed to be magical, etc. I'm allowed to be the root that I desire. There's also sometimes an energy there of like healing the ancestral lineage. So for some of you, this is where it's at. Is like you've healed the ancestral lineage, so you don't need to fear, and you don't need to go back into all that healing or into that doubt or into those distorted dynamics or karmic relationships. You can be clear. And stepping into your healer energy here, Pisces, this is the Magician, High Priestess reverse. It's like, and disowning or being fierce in your own energetics about that's not my thinking anymore. I'm moving to calmer waters. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get mine, kind of thing. And this is all part of a higher justice, a higher state of grace, a higher state of balance for you. It doesn't matter how much you have, it's the fact that you're wanting to increase so that you've got a little bit more wiggle room. Right? And the healer dynamic here is this root healing, right? And allowing you to come out. Remember, Magician, I was saying about being seen. It's like people see you and know that you can do this, that, and the other and heal them, and you're like, I just have to stand strong in standing down those old demons, self-doubt, negative thinking. Who do you think you are? You know, like that kind of, slightly distorted, lackey energy of sometimes our ancestors, right? Don't stay quiet, they'll hurt you otherwise, or, whatever it might be. Yeah, huh. Yeah, this is a shift of like, no to the old negative, yes to the give her a go. Yes to the new opportunities, yes to feeling empowered, yes to feeling balanced, yes to feeling like luck is on your side or justice is on your side. I feel like there'll be some good things that come off of you just stepping out of that comfort zone, giving things a go. Especially with regards to increasing your finances so that you can start to decide what you're going to do with that increase. just, it feels like you're generating opportunities for yourself, actually. Yeah, and honestly, like negative thinking or thoughts that you're like, old thoughts that you really like, when you just are sitting there and suddenly you have a thought and you're like, wait, what is that thought? Actually, you're like, fuck, man, my mom used to say that all the time, or like my dad used to say that all the time, or my sister would say that. And those are sometimes the thoughts you have to like, devil, get thee behind me. Like I see that thought for what it is, and thank you very much. It's been with me probably most of my life, but now I'm gonna be like, no, thank you. I've already been through all that. I get all that. I don't need all that. I want to move my mind to calmer waters. So there's a conscious act, because it's magician. You've done this, It's like I can't be in my power and deny my intuition at the same time. I've got to take both with me. And I just feel like there's a little bit more confidence moving forward, but this has come through a lot of inner grit as well. Because the moving beyond energy is here, and that, to me is very much like, okay, you are going to be moving beyond these old paradigms. You're going to be moving beyond, and then that's obviously like actually taking your mind to calmer waters. Exactly. Look, moving beyond. It's time to extract some meaning out of the negative that you're currently experiencing, or the negative that you have experienced. You've been anchored down in your past struggles that seem very current to you because they are still affecting you so much. Finding the meaning behind what we experience helps us to keep what serves us from the past and discard what does not. Right? Like old ways of thinking. You're never gonna happen. It's never gonna work out. Blah, do, shitty poo poo, and moving beyond the struggle, right? So developing that intuition and empathy, knowing your worth, having self-compassion. And I would say the Queen of Swords character is highlighting people, places, or things who have hurt us, right? Who have made us defensive, who have made us not trust, right? Right. Okay. And then it's just sort of saying like all of these forces, and you have the power within you, but all of these great forces like Hierophant and Justice are sort of there going, you've got this. You you are the power in your mind. You are the life force driving yourself forward. Own that and trust the way you're being guided. And honestly, it's like not listening to the naysayers, or just not listening to your own self-doubt or other people that throw that on you. Pisces, I'm curious how that resonates with you guys. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, Pisces! Hala hala. Wowzers. Thank you all so much for being part of this channel. And wowzers, it's been crazy times. More change is afoot, and let's choose love, choose to love ourselves and our homes and the people in them, and do our best to show up for our communities and in the various levels and paradigms they exist, and keep praying for peaceful outcomes. And, in all to love and my own perspective, I just wish so much that we could all be fed and homed and, look out and like truly be looked after in this beautiful planet. And so many of our power struggles and fighting, it seems so silly, awful, really, but just almost nonsensical, that we would choose this ravishing and fighting and just to have more. Yeah, anywho, I noodle on these things a fair bit. Mega love for all of you. Have a wonderful, peaceful new year as it comes in, and I look forward to seeing you guys well into the new year. Take care. Peace out.